Being in constant pain is real hard on your mental health. You get irritable, you get sad. There were definitely times where I was like, is this going to be my life forever? My name is Elizabeth Sissom. I'm 35 and I'm an attorney by trade, but I currently stay at home with my kids. My hobbies, I love to do community theater. I like to sing and dance and act. I love the spotlight. I'm a sucker for the spotlight. I have a 7-year-old daughter named Sabina. She's in 2nd grade. Kana is 5. And then my husband Kiyoshi, we are high school sweethearts, and he is a physician at the hospital. So I originally went to college on a vocal scholarship. Then in law school, I really found an interest in trial and public interest law because it turns out trial is a lot like being on stage, so I really enjoyed it. I really like being involved in the school, so I'm in the PTA. Our school is an art school. That means it's a very involved school and there's a lot to do. There's all sorts of things where I can get in and be involved and help the kids' school experience be as awesome as it can be. I was in high school and involved in all the theater things, and all of a sudden I couldn't move and I couldn't dance. I was always conscious of my back and trying not to do too much. I did do, Pilates, and I exercised and walked and all that to try to keep my muscles intact, but there would be times in that 20-year span where I would tweak it and I would have to rest for a week or so, but it wasn't until last year, I guess, that I really hurt it and was unable to do anything, and nothing was helping to get that pain under control. I was to the point where I really couldn't walk or move or do much. I was stuck in bed, so I couldn't play with the kids. I couldn't be up at the school doing the things. I was just kind of stuck at home. After all conservative treatments had failed, we went to Dr. Parker, and he was like, yep, it's time for your discectomy. That's the only way you're going to get better now.
I'm Dr. Larry Parker. I'm an orthopedic spine surgeon in Huntsville, Alabama. When we talk to patients about having a microdiscectomy surgery, the primary indication is leg pain or radiculopathy, which may include some combination of radiation of pain down the leg, weakness or numbness in the leg. The herniation is a result of a tear in the covering of the disc called the annulus. And so with that annular defect, then that creates the potential for a recurrence of the herniation.
I first heard about the Barricaid device from Dr. Parker's PA, Michael Jordan. He was hopeful that it would give me a lot more mobility in the future without having to worry about herniating anymore.
Elizabeth was in a lot of pain. She had pain radiating down her leg. She really couldn't walk well. She had a limp. She had some numbness tingling into her foot, and she wanted anything to get relief from that. Once I looked at her MRI, I saw that she was an excellent Barricaid patient. Barricaid is just like it sounds. It's a blockade system that blocks disc material from being able to come back out of the hole that's there, and we stop you from having further surgery. Anything that was going to decrease her risk of having further surgery or decrease her risk of having a fusion down the way, she was all very, very happy to move forward with that process.
So I was concerned about getting a fusion because I know that it will limit mobility and cause other issues down the road, and I was willing to do almost anything to avoid having those problems. So recovery for surgery, after about a week or 2 weeks, I was starting to be able to move again and bend over without hurting, and the leg pain started to subside. My outlook in life improved dramatically. Now that I've got Barricaid, playing with my kids is a lot less stressful. They would still launch themselves from the couch and into my arms, and I would have to catch them. But now when they do that, it's not an, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do moment. It's an, oh, I can catch them, and oh, I can play with them, and I can go down the slide with them at the park. And it's just brought a new lightness to all of those interactions with my family. Also, I'm able to be back in the theater community and doing what I love. There's no way I would have been able to get up on stage and do blocking and staging and fight calls and combat and all the different things that go into that without literally being unable to walk the next day.
And the great thing is she's not had a reherniation. The chances of having a reherniation are extremely low, especially with the Barricaid in there at this point. So she's on the road to recovery fully, and that's a blessing for all of us.
Now that I have a Barricaid device, I've got the life back that I used to have and the life that I want to continue having, and I'm not nearly as worried about herniating it as I have been the last 20 years.
Very happy for Elizabeth how she's returned, working in the theater, being able to interact with the kids and functioning at a very high level back to where she was before she had her herniation.
I'm definitely a happier person now.